A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A plus English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A plus way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A plus English.
Hello everyone, welcome to A Plus English. I am still Mike.
I am still
You are still Chicolin, and we are still talking about classic running shoes. That's right. I didn't actually buy any running shoes between yesterday and today, although I do kind of feel like I should go out and look because I kind of wear the same shoes all the time.
No, your shoes look different.
Well, I know, but they haven't been on our list. Yeah, I mean, I had a pair of Pumas back in high school or college. I had Chuck Taylors, like I told you. I wore them in the winter, which is stupid. But so far, I haven't had any classic shoes on our list of classic shoes. So maybe my shoe game, or maybe I'm just so original. Right. I don't go with the classics. I go with the cool new one. No, that's not it. I usually buy the first thing I see in the store. But anyways, what do you consider when you buy shoes?
Design.
The design. Okay, will you look long and hard for unique designs, or will you pay attention to new designs that, suddenly get announced?
Yeah, I just want to go for something that looks unique.
Okay.
Not too basic.
Okay.
Probably that's what I care about the most.
Would you have a price range? Is there a price for a uniquely designed running shoe that you would be like, or sneaker that you'd be like, ooh, that's a little crazy?
There's definitely a limit there, but it depends on how much I like it.
Oh, really?
If it looks so unique, and I'll just have to think about it.
They're not cheap, right?
Yeah.
Running shoes, sneakers, they can be 3,000-4,000 NT, and some of those special ones can be 5, 6, 7, and even more. So yeah, some people buy them purely for the style and maybe for collecting them as well, like sneaker heads, which we mentioned, fans of sneakers. Other people buy them just to put something on their feet, and they don't really care, and they might be more interested in how long they will last, right? Because you don't want to buy shoes that start to break after 6 months.
Right.
So there's lots of different things. It could be style, it could be function, it could be the price. What about you guys? You can have a little chat about that, and then now we're gonna have a look at our article. So let's do that.
Four sneakers that made history. Warm-up question. What do you consider when you buy shoes?
Adidas Superstar. The Adidas Superstar was introduced in 1969. It had a shell toe design. In the 1980s, the American hip-hop group Run DMC wore Adidas Superstars during their performances. They even made a song called My Adidas. This linked music and the brand for the first time.
I spoke too soon. I was complaining about how they didn't have my shoes. These are my shoes. Well, they have been until very recently. I have a pair at home. Adidas Superstar. That's right. That's what they're called. That's what it says on the side. Adidas, of course, that German company, famous for its 3 stripes. They have the three stripes on the side. And it says the Adidas Superstar was introduced in 1969. Wow, quite a long time ago. It had a shell toe design, the famous shell toe design, which has been popular for a long time. I think these shoes got more popular with hip hop and with breakdancing, and of course with the famous hip hop group Run DMC.
Oh,
right? Because in the video, they're there doing Walk This Way, and they got the shell, and there's a close-up of their running shoes. And very famously, and in a very cool way, but not good when you're running out of a building, they didn't have laces in the shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very cool.
OK， 终于讲到麦克老师的鞋子啦。I know that. I know your shoes. Like
You do?
I
sure.
recognize them.
Yep.
Yeah, you have one pair. OK， 所以这个艾迪达哈，大家最喜欢的，它的鞋子是在1996年推出，然后它最经典的就是它的那个头啊，它的鞋头就长得很像贝壳嘛，那个 shell toe， 所以还有一个很经典的贝壳头设计。
Yeah, we should mention about this name. It's a funny name. People in North America will generally say Adidas, okay? But I know in Europe and also people in England, they might say it Adidas.
Adidas.
And I think since it's a German company, that might be more correct. Right? Because it's Addy, Mr. Addy and Mr. Dassler or something. But you might notice that people in Europe might say Adidas, whereas people in North America might say Adidas. I'm not sure which is right, but both of these are common.
But Adidas
you
is easier to pronounce.
Adidas, well, unless you grow up saying Adidas. I mean, in the same way, some people say Nike, some people say Nike, right? So you do have to be just aware of this, and I don't think there's a right or wrong. But anyways, back to what we were saying. In the 1980s, the American hip-hop group Run DMC wore Adidas Superstars during their performances. They were not the first hip-hop group, not by a long shot, but the first really, really famous hip-hop group, thanks to their song Walk This Way with Aerosmith that made it really big on MTV in 1987. I want to say something like that.
OK， 所以在1980年代，美国的嘻哈团体，老师刚刚讲到这个团体就是 Run DMC， 他们在表演的时候有穿艾迪达的鞋子表演，这个 performance 就是表演的意思。So usually, Mike, when you think of the 1980s, what are some iconic fashion trends or styles that come to your mind?
Actually, a lot of that stuff is back now, right? So the one thing that I would think of that I've seen a lot of are bright neon colors. Yes. I used to have bright pink socks and yellow socks in the 1980s, and my friend at school thought they were so cool.
I know.
So things like that. What about you?
Like shoulder pads.
Are they back though? Shoulder pads aren't back, but from the 80s, definitely.
But I have some shirts that are like that because I really think it's cool.
But women in the 1980s with the shoulder, they looked like American football players. The shoulder pads were like square. It was a little crazy. Let's not go back to that. Okay. Also, big shoulder pads, big hair.
Right, big hair.
Right? Think of a lot of women actresses and heavy metal musicians had big hair
so
too.
Beautiful.
So different things like that.
Ripped jeans.
Ripped jeans, kind of,
They're back.
They definitely came back, and they started to be very popular then in the 80s as well. All right, back to our article talking about Run DMC, the very well-known hip-hop group, and Adidas, which of course they were linked to through some of their videos, and so much so it says that's Run DMC, they even made a song called My Adidas. That's the name of the song. This linked music and the brand for the first time. And this was great because Adidas was kind of like, what is this rap music? We are a German sneaker company. But suddenly they discovered that all these cool kids in America were buying their shoes. And so they were like, okay, great, let's sell them shoes. And so they did.
所以他们还写了一首歌哦，他们叫做这首歌名字叫 My Adidas， 然后这首歌是首次把音乐跟品牌连接在一起。这个 Run DMC 在那个时候是一个很棒的嘻哈团体哦 ，and of course like they were wearing Adidas superstars during their performances, and that really helped elevate the sneaker from the courts to the streets. Because their fans must be like, oh, I want to wear that too because they're wearing that.
Absolutely, and actually not just that. Run DMC should get credit for a lot more because they also wore Adidas tracksuits. Right? And back then, I mean, musicians often wore special clothes. They might have cool design clothes, leather, stuff that kids wouldn't wear on the street. Right? But Adidas were always of the mind, like, we walk around like this, we go to the club, you give us a microphone, we go up, we do our songs, we look exactly the same. So the whole hip hop with sports clothing, that whole thing, you can kind of give Run DMC a lot of credit, not just for the shoes, but for the whole look that was streetwear as stage wear, and that became kind of hip hop style.
对，所以这个 Run DMC 在那个，它就其实是公认是嘻哈文化历史上最具影响力的代表之一哦。So how do you think music can influence the way we view fashion?
Wow, well, in a lot of ways, because of course a lot of people look up to musicians, right? They're idols, they're stars, and I think even more than maybe actors or other people, because musicians appeal to young people, right? And young people are always interested in doing something different and having a cool look. And so that kind of goes into the culture and then becomes very popular.
I used to be so obsessed with Rihanna. And like whatever she wore, I'm just like, Mom, I want that.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because, young people often set the trends.
Exactly.
Nike Air Jordan 1. The NBA once asked players to wear only black or white sneakers. In 1984, Nike designed the Air Jordan 1 for basketball player Michael Jordan. However, its black and red colors caused controversy. Michael Jordan was fined for wearing the shoes during NBA games. Nike turned this controversy into a marketing opportunity, which made the shoe famous.
All right, and our final shoe is probably the most famous one out of all these, and actually the newest one, I think, if you look at the actual dates. Nike Air Jordan 1. Nike, the big American company, and Air Jordan, the very famous airline started by a guy. No, it's not an airline. It's Michael Jordan, and he could fly through the air like a magic man. So he was given the nickname Air Jordan, and they got together. It says the NBA once asked players to wear only black or white sneakers.
Oh, or white sneakers. Okay.
Yeah, black and white. So Chuck Taylors were okay, right? Because they were either black or white, black on top, white on bottom, or white and white. So that was okay, but they were only allowed to wear black or white sneakers. And this, of course, was just a kind of boring.
So they had strict rules.
They had very strict rules.
OK。所以这个 Nike Air Jordan 它就是 NBA 那个时候他们就是要求这个球员只可以穿黑色或白色的鞋子。NBA 是什么呢？就是美国的国家篮球协会，它的全名就是 National Basketball Association。那它也称成这个美国职篮。那是在1949年成立的哦。这个 once 这边是副词，是曾经的意思。
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. I was watching the NBA the other day. Half the players were wearing bright orange shoes. So definitely not black and white anymore. But that was the old rule. And you used to have to pay a penalty. It would be like a ticket if you were wearing shoes without that color. So in 1984, Nike designed the Air Jordan 1 for basketball player Michael Jordan. I think those shoes are probably worth a lot of money. But Michael Jordan was already quite famous at that time. And so Nike was like, this guy's young, he's talented, he has many fans. Let's make a shoe and connect it with his name. Which of course is very normal today.
所以1984年呢 Nike 就为了这个篮球选手，大家一定都知道是谁，就是 Michael Jordan 设计了这个 Air Jordan 1. So if you were designing a shoe for a famous athlete, what features would you focus on to make it stand out?
I would probably want to make it comfortable and well-made. Well, I mean, it's an athlete, so you don't want to make him a beautiful shoe that then ruins his legs and ends his career. Oh, here are the shoes that killed LeBron James' career. Well, that's great. I want to buy those. So I would make them well, but you'd have to have very interesting design elements on them. I mean, with the original Air Jordan, I believe they're black, white, and red, which was the color of the Chicago Bulls. Which was his team at that time. So putting logos, putting colors on them. Today you might want to have the shoes have their own Instagram account or provide Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. I don't know. You definitely just want to have something very eye-catching, but also a really good shoe. Because like I said, these guys are going to wear these for their job and they're million dollar star athletes.
True. But
make them well.
Right.
Yeah. All right, back to our article. It says, however, the Air Jordan 1, its black and red colors caused controversy. It had a lot of black on it, a lot of red on it, and not a lot of white on it. And so I think he was actually paying a penalty each time he wore them. But Nike was like, right, every time you wear them, we sell 1 million shoes, we'll pay the penalty. We don't care because they were becoming so famous and popular.
OK， 所以呢，不过呢，因为这个鞋子的黑红配色有引起了争议哦。那因为这个双球鞋，因为它的黑红配色衍生出 bread 这个名称 bread。OK， 那这个 controversy 呢，就是争议，因为这个鞋子的颜色有点争议。
There you go. So Michael Jordan was fined. That's the penalty I talked about. He had to pay like $5,000 every time he wore the shoes in a game. That was the rule. So Michael Jordan was fined for wearing the shoes during NBA games.
所以刚刚老师有讲到吧，这个 fine 我们这边要当动词。Michael Jordan 因为有穿这双鞋子，他等于是说没有遵守 NBA 的规则，所以他就被罚款了。
And Nike turned this controversy into a marketing opportunity, which made the shoe famous.
Very smart.
Yes.
所以 Nike 呢，因为大家都在讲说，哎，你怎么可以穿红黑的鞋子，变成有一个这个争议。可是 Nike 就把这一件事情变成行销的机会，然后大家就知道，哎，这个鞋子的存在 ，opportunity 就是机会的意思哦。
All right, let's get back to our article. So of all of these ones, let's go back. Chuck Taylor All-Stars. Right? We had the Puma suede, we had the Adidas shell toe, and the classic Nike Michael Jordan. You need to walk out of the store today with one new pair. Which one would you choose?
I'll probably go for Converse, but I've actually like tried wearing them, all of them in the past. And
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like a Converse might match my outfits more.
I see.
Overall outfits.
Okay. What would you wear if you were going on holiday and you just needed to walk a long way? It's not about how it looks or how you can use it fashion-wise, just well-made, comfy shoes.
Probably a Nike.
Yeah? Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I would feel safe with Adidas because I've had them for so long.
Yeah.
I might try a Puma. I haven't had a Puma since in a long time, so might try those too. How about you guys? Lots of chat about there.
Amazing.
And yeah, maybe you have your own favorites and you're like, why isn't this one on the list? What about my Reebok whatevers? You know, have a chat about that.
OK，introduce 就是推出或推行的意思，可以指一个产品或计划。甚至今天你要介绍自己，你就可以 introduce yourself。比如说 ，She will introduce herself at the beginning of the meeting。她会在会议的开始介绍自己。那我们再看另外一个句子 ，The company will introduce a new phone next month. Many people are expecting it. 这个公司呢，下个月要推出一只新手机，大家都很期待。那我们再看另外一个单字，我们有讲到 design， 是设计的意思哦，单名词、动词都是 design。我们常常说设计的概念，就可以说 a design concept。比如说 the design concept for the new office is modern and minimalist。就是新的办公室的设计概念呢，是很现代跟很极简风格的感觉。那我们再看另外一个句子，这边我们是当名词 The design on this shirt is very cool. It has many dots with different colors. 这个衬衫设计也太酷了吧，它有很多不同颜色的点点。那我们讲到这么多的品牌，品牌的英文就是 brand。我们常常说知名的品牌就是 a well-known brand。比如说 Nike is a well-known brand in the sports industry. Nike 是体育行业中很知名的品牌。那我们再看另外一个句子，这个大家一定也知道 McDonald's is a fast food brand and has restaurants around the world. 麦当劳是一个速食品牌，它在全球各地都有餐厅。那最后一个单字呢是 cause 就是造成导致的意思，当名词也可以，它可以有原因。我们常会说 cause and effect， 指的就是原因跟结果，来龙去脉的感觉。比如说 the study demonstrated the cause and effect relationship between exercise and health。这个研究有展示运动跟健康之间的因果关系。那我们再看最后一个句子 The earthquake caused some buildings to fall down last month. Luckily, only a few people got hurt. 上个月的地震呢，造成一些建筑物的倒塌，幸好呢，只有几个人受伤而已。OK， 所以大家不要忘记复习这些单字。Right now, let's go to play a game.
Review time.
All right, we have just a little bit of time to do a quick game to review the new words we had today. We had the words, we actually had 5. It's kind of 4 for the 5 for the price of 4. We had introduce, we had design as the noun, like, ooh, what a nice design. And design, like, I designed this. Aren't I cool? And also brand and cause.
Yeah.
Are you ready to do a little game?
Oh, sure.
Okay, we're going to do a quick game of fill in the blanks. And we're going to start right now. I would like to blank this new blank that I blanked. It's for a It's for a shoe blank.
I would like to introduce this design.
This new blank.
This new brand.
This new blank. You were right.
This new design that I
blanked.
that I caused.
No,
What?
No.
That I designed.
A design that I designed.
Jesus.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is like,
For
oh
a
my
famous
This-
shoe blank.
For a famous shoe brand.
Very, very well
Oh my
done.
goodness. You gotta have really good memory to do this.
You did a great job.
No, I actually messed up a little
You
bit.
win an old pair of Nikes.
Oh.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us.
OK， 大家如果喜欢今天的内容的话，记得按赞、订阅、开启小铃铛，就不会错过任何精彩的内容啦。